Chapter
NK
341, Light Bamboo Table. So Phong put down the bamboo on the log, first used a hemp rope to measure the earthen bed's length and width, leaving space for 4 people to sit later, confirming the low table was not too small. About 1.5 meters wide should be fine. He muttered, then grabbed the hatchet and began working on the bamboo and wood. After more than 2 hours, he built a small wooden table, the top made of bamboo slats, to reduce weight since it had to be stored away each night. Too heavy would be hard for the 3 girls to move. Let's try if it works. He set the little table on the bed, placing it in the middle. Just right. Van Han sat cross-legged by the table, her hands reaching the surface. The table was only 40 centimeters high. Sitting on the bed it was perfect for eating or holding water. Hee, looks like in a drama. Lu Waimong laughed. I do not know if the bed in dramas is warm, but the one So Phong made is really warm. Van Han smiled softly, sitting cozy. She decided not to leave the bed unless needed. Later she would bring the loom here to work on. So warm, I cannot bear to go down. Lu Waimong sighed on the table. Should not we train archery? Lu Wai Thursday frowned. Lu Wai Thursday said angrily, if you keep sitting, it will be dark. It is not even noon yet. Lu Waimong glanced outside, then rose to take bow and arrows to practice. Van Han pursed her lips, hesitated, then also got down with her bamboo bow. So Phong smiled slightly, seeing her reluctance. He softly said, do not practice outside, the sun is strong, you might faint. Then practice inside. Lu Waimong quickly shut the door. She found a flat log, hung it on the door as target. Van Han, let's see who shoots better. Lu Waimong said firmly. All right. Van Han replied, not backing down. They both drew and released. Whoosh. 2 arrows flew, hitting near the target on the door. Looks even. Lu Waimong said shyly. Yes, even. Van Han blushed, ran to pull her arrow. Lu Wai Thursday just frowned and kept sewing leather pants, nearly finished. So Phong smiled watching the two practice, correcting their mistakes. Their archery grew steady, improving. He then turned to the post, training the squirrel dog egg. Chit. The squirrel watched warily, hiding in the cage. Come dog egg, here is a nut, want it? So Phong dangled it outside. Chit. The squirrel lowered its tail, Little Eyes followed. Take it yourself. He opened a gap, offered the nut. The squirrel hesitated, then snatched and hit again. Really? He pouted, still not tame. He pulled a bigger nut, shook it, thinking, seems more training is needed. The squirrel yielded, offering back the small nut. Good, let me touch you then I will give. He drew back the nut, extended a finger. Chit. The squirrel protested, stepping back. So Phong frowned, beckoned, showing the nut again. The squirrel edged closer. He smiled, stroked its fluffy tail, then handed the nut. This was a method of training, making it follow commands before reward, repeated until tamed. The squirrel fluffed its tail, retreated. Next time I will train you again. He teased through the cage. Tevai Din stood up, stretched her neck, it was sore from staring at the screen all morning. Come, let's eat. Ha Min waved. I wonder what food today. Ha Min rubbed his belly. Teacher Ha, I have decided, I will join that experiment plan. No Tin Noyet said softly. So quick to decide? Ha Min was surprised, he thought she would ponder for days. And Vai Din? He asked. Tevai Din nodded, come, I will join too, when will we leave? In 3 days, the director team will brief you. Ha Min answered with a smile. Chapter 342, A Great Loss. Sua Phong and the others hid inside. 4 people sat together on the earthen bed, preparing dinner. Lu Waimong chewed meat and vaguely said, so tasty. Tonight's meal was still stew, but made with rabbit meat, plus cinnamon and some perilla they had brought before, making the flavor better. You have gained weight, eat another piece. Lu Wai Thursday muttered, stuffing a piece of rabbit meat into her mouth. In winter we need warmth, eating more is fine. Sua Fong said softly, scooping meat for the three girls. Mum. Van Han puffed her cheeks, chewing vaguely. Sua Fong, you eat too. I am eating. Sua Fong smiled, chewing rabbit meat. Better cover up, if the fire goes out at midnight you might freeze. Van Han said gently. True. Lu Wai Mong nodded. After half an hour they finished. Lu Wai Thursday washed dishes, Van Han and Lu Wai Mong sewed fabric. Sua Fong found a log, sat at the table and carved with his army knife. What are you doing? Van Han asked curiously. Nothing to do, so I make decorations. Sua Fong said lightly, the knife moving skillfully. You can make decorations? Lu Wai Mong was surprised. I saw Master Wang carve before, I just try. Sua Fong replied with a smile. Wang was mentioned again, he had carved simple things like orphanage railings with flowers. What should I carve? Sua Fong thought, then decided, carving as wood chips fell. After 20 minutes, the wood became oval with some dents. Cannot tell what it is. Lu Wai Thursday whispered. Sua Fong smirked and carved details. He thought, using an army knife is small for carving. Real masters use chisels and files, but here only knives are possible. After 1 hour, the oval wood had a shape, the three girls saw it. Sua Fong, you carved Godan right? N.K. Books. Van Han's lashes trembled. The oval wood was now a squirrel holding its tail, clearly Godan. Looks real. Lu Wai Thursday was surprised, not expecting such skill. After another half hour, the carving became delicate, even the bean-sized eyes were carved. People commented excitedly. This is not survival anymore. Little demon girl, reward 888 fish balls, sell to me. Soon someone will sell such. They are so leisurely, neighbors freeze while they carve. So beautiful. Lu Wai Mong held the carving, staring. It was palm-sized, but tail and fur were carved clearly, not perfect but impressive. Even Master Wang cannot carve this. Van Han whispered, the three admired together. Sua Fong lowered eyes, embarrassed. Put it here. Van Han placed it on the shelf. Sua Fong cleaned chips, softly urged, enough, it is late, wash and sleep. Okay. Van Han nodded, took the ceramic jar to wash, also heated stones with a shovel, carrying towels and clothes. After half an hour, all finished washing. Sua Fong moved the small table aside. The girls laid sleeping bags and blankets. So warm. Lu Wai Mong entered the quilt, feeling hot, warmer than wooden beds. Like lying on an electric mat. Lu Wai Thursday sighed, no cold now. Van Han entered her bag, smiling, suddenly I feel happy. Later we'll be happier. Sua Fong smiled, tucking her in. Van Han blushed, whispered, you not sleep yet? You sleep first, I will add firewood. Sua Fong said softly. All right, wear a jacket. Van Han reminded. Okay. Sua Fong replied, put on jacket, went out with a torch. Soon he returned, added wood to the stove. Go sleep. Sua Fong stretched, took off shoes, entered his bag. So warm indeed. He smiled, feeling the work worth it, now not cold. He hugged the girl's waist, feeling warm, soon asleep. Chapter 343, Keep the Secret. Sister Vidin, I wonder how many tools the director will allow us to bring. No Tin Noyet tilted her head and whispered. Probably the same as the other contestants. Tay Vidin replied thoughtfully. Can we really survive 2 weeks like this? No Tin Noyet shrank her neck. Xian Noyet Island was now snowing. If each person could only bring 3 tools, it seemed impossible to last 14 days. Wait a bit longer and we will know. Tae Din said coldly. It was now 8 o'clock, the time agreed with the director. At that moment, the meeting room door opened, a middle-aged man walked in. He was Tu Chi Ban, the chief director of Wild Survival 365 Days, 40 years old. Sorry to keep you waiting. Tu Chi Ban smiled apologetically. It is fine, we just arrived. No Tin Noyet straightened and answered. You both must have read the trial plan. Let me confirm once more, are you truly decided to participate? Tu Chi Ban asked seriously. Yes, I am determined. No Tin Noyet replied calmly. Confirmed. Tae Din said indifferently. Very good, let me explain the rules. Tu Chi Ban nodded, took out 2 contracts from his briefcase and handed them over. Tae Din frowned slightly and read the confidentiality agreement carefully. You both have special identities. Before arriving at Chien Noyet Island you must keep it secret. I believe you understand the reason. Tu Chi Ban spoke calmly. I understand. No Tin Noyet pressed her lips and nodded, lowering her head to look at the agreement. Many people were watching Chien Noyet Island, trying to bribe staff to approach the contestants, all to get the land reward. If they knew No Tin Noyet and Tae Din would soon land on the island, their phones would explode with calls, and even extreme events could happen. Very good, there are more rules to tell you. Tu Chi Ban collected the agreements after checking. What rules? No Tin Noyet asked curiously. This time you only participate in the trial, the grand prize is not related. After 14 days a helicopter will pick you up. Tu Chi Ban said seriously. He did not want their presence to affect the final result. Understood. No Tin Noyet and Tae Din nodded, they were not interested in the prize anyway. From his briefcase he took a list of items, including armor, military knife, iron pot and more. No. Tae Din frowned, about to refuse when No Tin Noyet covered her mouth. Alright, let us discuss. She smiled gently. Releasing her hand, she whispered, Sister Din, the island is snowing, each of us needs a jacket and a pair of shoes, that is 4 slots, then maybe a sleeping bag, an iron pot, a military knife. Tae Din pursed her lips, thinking but said nothing. Who? No Tin Noyet breathed out quietly. She knew Din's character, unwilling to differ from other contestants. Have you decided what to choose? Tu Chi Ban asked softly. Wait a moment, we will discuss. No Tin Noyet smiled, holding the list to discuss with Tae Din. Tu Chi Ban frowned, leaning back in the chair waiting silently. Sister Din, jacket and shoes for warmth are a must, otherwise we will freeze. No Tin Noyet counted on her fingers. And 1 sleeping bag, we can share it. No Tin Noyet calculated. Okay. Tae Din nodded again. I saw So Fong's group took an iron pot and an axe, we should too. No Tin Noyet scanned the list and asked. Fine. Tae Din agreed. No need, I will make the fire. Tae Din shook her head. Ah? Sister Din, you can make fire? No Tin Noyet was surprised. I have never practiced, but it should not be too hard. Tae Din whispered, earlier she saw So Fong often make fire by hand, it did not look difficult. NK books. Alright, then what else? No Tin Noyet nodded. Tae Din thought for a while, then said, choose waterproof fabric, in winter there are no leaves to build shelter. Yes, you are so smart. No Tin Noyet slapped her forehead, now the island had almost no leaves, making shelter was hard. She marked the items on the list. Good, we will choose these. No Tin Noyet checked again, then returned the list. Tu Chi Ban glanced at it and smiled approvingly, excellent cooperation. It is experience gained. No Tin Noyet smiled gently, after half a month watching she understood the island clearly. Where do you want to land? Tu Chi Ban asked, taking out a map of Chien Noyet Island with terrain and contestant positions. No Tin Noyet took the map, quickly scanned it and found the target. She and Tae Vaidin exchanged glances, then pointed at the same area. Interesting. Tu Chi-ban smiled, drew a 5-pointed star marking the landing point. Chapter 344, It Can Be Done. He whispered, today we have 1 day to prepare, you can review some materials, tomorrow at 8 o'clock sharp we depart. Okay. No Tin Noyet and Tae Vaidin both nodded slightly. By the way, if during 14 days on Huin Noyet Island you cannot endure, you may trade items to seek nearby help. Tu Chi-ban spoke mysteriously, his face showing an expression of you know what I mean. Oh really? No Tin Noyet was stunned, blinking her clear eyes, the corner of her lips slowly curved up. It seemed the special observer privilege was not only one extra item. So the landing point just chosen was indeed very accurate. I will go, keep it secret. Tu Chi-ban waved his sleeve, pushed open the meeting room door and left. Got it. No Tin Noyet answered casually. She pulled Tae Vaidin's hand, softly said, Vaidin sister, let's watch So Fong's survival video again. All right. Tae Vaidin nodded. They left the meeting room, returned to their room to review materials and watched the video. The toothbrush is made this way, charcoal can also clean teeth, this thing can be eaten, that one cannot. In the room, No Tin Noyet's muttering never stopped. The next day, around 7:30, a helicopter landed steadily on the clearing. No Tin Noyet yawned, together with Tae Vaidin appeared, both wearing thick warm jackets lined with fur. Last night, the two lay on the bed watching videos, learning survival knowledge while chatting, too excited to sleep. As a result, this morning when applying makeup, their dark circles had to be covered with a lot of concealer. Okay. No Tin Noyet quickly answered, holding tools prepared this morning, including an iron pot and a chopping axe. She crouched down, carefully checking each item to prevent trouble when arriving on Huin Noyet Island. Clatter clatter. 20 minutes passed quickly, the helicopter blades started to spin. Good, board the plane quickly, everything else will be handled directly. Tu Chi-ban urged hurriedly. Okay. No Tin Noyet picked up her tools, gave a few words to her agent, then boarded the helicopter. Tae Vaidin followed close behind, sitting next to her. In front of them was the cameraman, holding a camera pointed directly at them, waiting for the broadcast. Tu Chi-ban waved from below, shouting, be safe. No Tin Noyet waved back, then the helicopter slowly took off, flying toward Huin Noyet Island. Do you not feel nervous? No Tin Noyet held Tae Vaidin's hand tightly, tilting her head asking, Vaidin sister, are you really not nervous? Not nervous, but very looking forward. Tae Vaidin pursed her lips, eyes fixed on the scenery outside, waiting for the moment to land. 14 days, it will pass quickly, we can do it. No Tin Noyet encouraged herself. Ladies, prepare, soon the live broadcast will begin. The cameraman reminded softly. Okay. No Tin Noyet sat upright, gently touched her long hair, waiting. At 8 o'clock sharp, the Observer's live broadcast began. Good morning everyone, a new day has arrived. Ha Min and Von Lam greeted the audience. The live bullet comments streamed rapidly, he did not read them, just said, next, let's watch a VCR, you will understand. The screen switched, showing the video of No Tin Noyet and Tae Vaidin meeting Tu Chi-ban. Instantly, the live comments exploded, countless lines filled the screen. Is this not a joke? Goddess of Stars Mighty, looking forward to her performance, surely stunning. This is getting more interesting, I am curious how many days the observers can persist. In his ear came the director's voice, giving many arrangements, then said, next, let us follow the camera lens, to see Tin Noyet and Vaidin's situation. Ladies, broadcast now. The cameraman reminded. No Tin Noyet quickly adjusted her emotions, making herself appear graceful, after all this was a national live broadcast. Normally she watched others, now she was the main role, inevitably a bit constrained. She brushed her hair and murmured, I wonder. How long until we arrive? 2 hours. Tae Vaidin said softly, that was what she found in the materials last night. Then after landing, we immediately build a shelter, then make fire and search for food. No Tin Noyet recalled the knowledge she learned. Yes. Te Vaidin nodded, though the order was a bit different, but not a problem. I think the shelter should be 2 meters by 2 meters, wide enough. No Tin Noyet muttered, her heart already flew to the island. Over an hour later, the pilot's voice sounded, "Ladies, please prepare, in half an hour we will approach Huin Noyet Island." Got it. No Tin Noyet took a deep breath, pulled her jacket tight, checked her tools once more. Te Vaidin pursed her lips, finally arriving, the survival challenge was about to begin. Chapter 345, Who Got Eliminated? So Phong and the others sat around the earth bed, the table set with an iron pot and porcelain bowls, clearly just after breakfast. Lu Waimong drank a sip of hot coconut water and asked, "So Phong, what are you going to do today?" "I want to clear the snow on the roof. It cannot pile up too much, I fear the roof will not hold." So Phong said softly, the recent blizzard had left a thick layer on their shelter. "I want to come along too." Lu Waimong raised her hand excitedly. "You should stay in the shelter and rest, has that not passed yet?" So Phong smiled and waved. "Not yet." Lu Waimong pouted, her cycle not finished so she could not exercise hard. "So stay obediently." So Phong chuckled, stood up, took the engineer's shovel, and walked out. "So Phong, where are your gloves?" Van Han gently reminded. "All right." So Phong stopped, put on his gloves, then pushed the wooden door open. He brought out a ladder, cleared a patch of snow, then climbed onto the roof. The snow is really thick. So Phong stepped on the roof, his legs sinking deep. "So Phong, be careful." Van Han called from the shelter. "I will feed the little rabbit and the young deer." Van Han smiled and walked toward the barn, her steps heavy in the snow, each movement cute. If the 3 girls always walked like that, no matter how much meat they ate, they would not grow fat. So Phong shoveled the snow, chunks falling down and piling up. Talk, talk, talk. From afar came the sound of a helicopter. Is someone eliminated again? So Phong stopped, looked east, and saw a black dot fading away. Van Han came back after feeding the animals, raised her head and asked, "So Phong, I heard some noise." "A helicopter just passed, maybe someone was eliminated." So Phong replied. "Then one less competitor," Van Han said with a smile. "All right, go inside now, wait on the bed." So Phong urged. "I will cook you some ginger soup." Van Han nodded and went inside. Talk, talk, talk. Everywhere is white. No Tin Noyet wore a hooded jacket, her face half hidden. Her long lashes trembled, her eyes gazing down at Huin Noyet Island. "Get ready, 10 minutes to land," the pilot reminded. Talk, talk, talk. 10 minutes later the helicopter landed on a cleared patch. Te Vaidin and No Tin Noyet got down carefully, followed by 3 drones hovering above. "Good luck, I will return in 14 days." The pilot waved. "Thank you." No Tin Noyet answered politely. Talk, talk, talk. The helicopter lifted off again. "Well, now only 2 of us remain." No Tin Noyet rubbed her hands, shyly asked, "Vaidin's sister, what do we do now?" "Here the snow is cleared." No Tin Noyet stamped her foot on the hard ground, 6 or 7 meters wide with no snow. "This terrain is too high, with no cover, if a blizzard comes we will suffer directly." Te Vaidin calmly explained. "Let us go that way." She carried the sleeping bag and iron pot, pointing north. "All right." No Tin Noyet carried the axe and waterproof cloth and followed. After more than half an hour, Te Vaidin kept searching for a suitable spot. "Do you want to rest?" Te Vaidin asked softly. She was a martial arts champion, strong, but even she was tired after half an hour, let alone weak No Tin Noyet. "No need, let us go further." No Tin Noyet bit her lip and waved. "All right." Te Vaidin took the waterproof cloth from her and supported her. After another 20 minutes, they stopped at a small slope. Here we build the shelter, Tavai Din said. Before them was a forest of tall trees, suitable for building. The slope also blocked the wind, judging from the direction of the snowdrift. All right. No Tin Noyet gripped her axe, ready to chop wood. Rest a while, sharpening the axe will not waste strength. Tavai Din held her back. Good. No Tin Noyet swallowed, her throat still dry. Without fire we cannot melt snow, otherwise we could eat some snow to quench thirst. She scooped some clean snow to her mouth. Do not eat it, it will lower body temperature. Tavai Din stopped her. Eating unmelted snow would drop their temperature dangerously. Chapter 346, A Bit of Technique. I will start the fire. Tavai Din put the iron pot and the sleeping bag aside, then got up to search for wood branches. Then I will clear the snow. No Tin Noyet stood up and went down the slope to clear snow. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Tavai Din searched the snowy ground and found only some dry twigs, then returned. She pressed her lips, recalling how So Phong did it in the video, placing one end of a twig into a track and rubbing it quickly with both hands. She focused hard, staring at the spot, but the twig often slipped, hard to keep the force steady. After more than 10 minutes, she stopped, her brows furrowed, her hands red from rubbing, but the twig showed no smoke. She rubbed her palms and tried again. Hamin crossed his arms, saying softly, lighting a fire seems harder than I thought. Yes, it looks simple but is truly hard. Vom Lam said calmly, recalling how he once spent half a day just to make a fire in the wild. Now with snow falling on Huin Noyet Island, the difficulty was much higher. I wonder if our two goddess observers can really light a fire. Hamin joked, stirring the mood. This needs patience. Von Lam smiled slightly, curious to see how they would handle it. The snow is thick. No Tin Noyet bit her lip, digging snow with a twig. Sister Vai Din, do you want to rest? No Tin Noyet asked softly. No need. Tavai Din bit her lip and kept rubbing. After more than 2 hours, the snow was cleared, exposing the hard ground. No Tin Noyet looked at her reddened hands and whispered, Sister Vai Din. Almost there. Tavai Din replied without turning. 2 hours later, one twig broke, but smoke finally rose from the groove, making her excited and rub faster. Tin Noyet, find more flammable stuff, she said in a low voice. NK Books. All right. No Tin Noyet stepped on thick snow searching, but all dry grass and branches were buried. She found only damp grass. I found grass but it is wet, she said helplessly. I will handle it. Tavai Din stood up, shaved wood chips from a log to make tinder. They took turns rubbing, smoke grew thicker, sparks appeared. Still, they failed, their hands red and sore, yet they did not quit. Why could So Phong do it so easily? No Tin Noyet frowned, her hands scraped but still no fire. It only looked easy. Tavai Din whispered. Try again, I do not believe we cannot light it. No Tin Noyet bit her teeth, rubbing harder. I recall So Phong rubbed from top to bottom, Tavai Din said, imitating the video. After 20 minutes, black smoke came, then sparks. Sister Vai Din, sparks appeared. No Tin Noyet was excited. After half an hour, using down feathers as tinder, they finally lit a fire. Fire, great. No Tin Noyet cheered, feeling warmth. It took almost 4 hours to keep the fire going. Tavai Din sighed with relief, watching the flames. She shook her sore hands, whispering, make the fire bigger first, then boil some water. Okay. No Tin Noyet pushed her hair back, threw twigs into the fire, and placed stones around it. She filled half the pot with snow and set it on the fire. I will get more wood, you rest, she said softly. Yes. Tavai Din replied gently, warming her hands with cuts from rubbing twigs. No Tin Noyet dug snow, found dry branches, and broke them down. Crack! We should make some rope. Tevai Din said, chopping bark and weaving it into rope as taught in the video. The snow melted into water and boiled. After cooling, No Tin Noyet drank a few sips, then handed the pot to Vai Din. No bowls, we can only drink like this. It is fine. Vai Din drank, her dry throat soothed. How to build a shelter? Should we cut logs? No Tin Noyet asked while adding more snow into the pot. Tie the waterproof cloth to trees with ropes, it will save strength. Vai Din suggested. Large trees nearby could act as pillars, with cloth tied in branches around to block wind and snow. All right. No Tin Noyet eagerly began working. By afternoon, the weather was good. Snow fell, even the wind was lighter. Chapter 347, Want to Send a Signal. In the morning, he cleared the hideout roof and the cultivation room, sweeping away all the snow on the warehouse roof. The Lu sisters helped clear the courtyard, filling bamboo baskets and pulling sleds. The three worked until afternoon but only managed half. Holding the engineer's shovel, So Phong asked curiously, Lu Yimeng, are you really fine? Nothing, I am well. Lu Yimeng waved, her wound had stopped bleeding, now she just wanted to send a signal. Got it. Lu Yimeng smiled. All right. So Phong twisted his neck, long snow shoveling made it sore. The three brushed snow off rabbit fur shoes and beast coats under the eaves, then entered the hideout, washed hands, and climbed onto the earth bed. So warm. Lu Yimeng raised the hot clay cup, pressing it to her rosy cheeks. I made some masks, wear them before going out. Yun Han brought out a few cloth masks, handing them according to size. Yun Han, your hands are so skillful. Louis Zhu praised, the mask covered nose and chin, leaving only eyes, blocking the cold wind. All right. So Phong chuckled, put the mask in his pocket, grabbed meat with chopsticks and chewed. Over 20 minutes later, lunch was done. Louis Zhu washed bowls. Soon she returned softly, So Phong, soap is almost gone. Boar oil is also nearly used. Yun Han whispered, these days she dared not stir-fry vegetables, only stewed meat to save oil. Without oil, will it taste dry? Lu Yimeng asked. Yes. Yun Han nodded, oil and salt are essential. I will think of a way. So Phong murmured, making vegetable oil must be important. No worries, trust me. So Phong smiled, stroked the girl's head, eyes comforting. I will stare at you. Yun Han pouted, pointed her fingers from her eyes to his. Winter hunting was dangerous, one could get lost, blizzards were worse. All right. So Phong laughed. After resting he got up, went to the wooden shelf and searched jars. So Phong, what are you looking for? Lu Yimeng asked. Some herbs. He replied. He picked herbs, stuffed into a jar, then entered the toilet to process. Sitting inside, he separated herbs, kept what was needed, trimmed roots and leaves. He was preparing culture liquid for fungi, since in the cultivation room mycelium had grown enough to transplant tomorrow. After over 10 minutes, he finished and left with the jar. He poured herbs into a wooden tub, sat by the stove, mashed into pulp with a stick, spending 20 minutes. He added water, made a culture liquid. He poured it into a jar of wood chips, stirred well with the shovel, then covered with dry grass to reduce evaporation. Still need to shovel snow. So Phong stretched his waist, carried the shovel out, half the courtyard still snowed. The Lu sisters busied filling baskets and pulling sleds. Soon the girl also helped. Hours passed, snow was nearly cleared, only a bit left at the corners. If more snow falls, the yard will be buried again. Lu Yimeng sighed, rubbing her cold hands. I used to think snow was fun, now I see how naive. Yun Han pouted, sitting on the sled. Online it looks beautiful, in reality beauty needs hardship. Snowfall is fun, we can build a snowman. So Phong smiled. He packed snow into a ball, started the snowman head. Looks fun, I will build too. Lu Yiming eagerly added snow. Lu Yizhu joined,
NK
interested,
books.
helping her sister. So Phong, this spot is not round. Yunhan also joined, shaping snow. So Phong laughed, the four played, minds relaxed, the only joy in snow now was snowmen. Use branches for arms, stones for eyes and nose. Lu Yiming murmured, searching for them. After half an hour, the four stopped, satisfied with the snowman standing tall by the gate. Chapter 348, Harder and Harder. The two snowmen were almost the same size, both made from two round snowballs, with branches and stones for arms and facial features. Someday we should make more little snowmen. Lu Yimong laughed, saying it was quite fun. Come inside, it is getting colder. So Phong waved, pulled the sled into the yard, and put it into the shed. I will cook. Van Han brushed off the snow on her body and pushed the door to enter the shelter. The sky was dimming, in less than half an hour night would fall completely. Let me help you. Lu Yimong clapped her hands, pulled the gate, and followed the girl inside to prepare dinner. Tonight we will eat noodles, with some venison, saving a little oil. Van Han whispered, scooping flour from a clay jar, adding water, and kneading noodles. I will cut the meat. Lu Yimong took venison from a clay jar under the snow, and sliced it with a utility knife. So Phong sat by the wooden table, starting daily training with the dog. He cracked a walnut and dangled it outside the bamboo cage. Compared with 2 days ago, the squirrel was much more active. Looks like it works. So Phong smiled, opened the cage slowly, and gave the walnut through the gap. The squirrel ran to his hand, holding the nut tightly. Good, back inside. So Phong gently shook his hand, put the squirrel back in the cage, and gave it another nut piece. Walnuts can be ground into milk. He murmured, looking at the basket full of walnuts, enough for the squirrel for a year. The tree still had many nuts to pick. So Phong, come here a bit. Van Han called softly. What is it? He stood and went to the fireplace by the wall. Her hands were covered with flour, she tilted her head at him. All right. He replied gently. He took a wooden hairpin, skillfully tied her long hair, and fixed it. It was clear he had done it before. Long hair looks beautiful, should I grow mine too? Lu Yimong shook her short hair. No need. Van Han blushed, shaking her head, focusing on kneading dough. So Phong smiled, warning, careful, do not cut your hand. Elsewhere, No Tin Noyet and Te Vai Din finished building their shelter before nightfall. From outside, the white waterproof fabric blended with the snow, though it was crooked, still barely usable. So tired. No Tin Noyet spread her sleeping bag on the ground and collapsed. Her hair was messy after a day's work, finally able to rest. Clatter clatter. Are you not hungry? Te Vai Din asked softly, her stomach rumbling. No Tin Noyet sat up confused. Right, what shall we eat? Let me think, how did So Phong's group find food? She pushed hair behind her ear, trying to recall. She muttered, coconut crabs and oysters at the beach, rabbits on the grassland. But none of that is here. Te Vai Din's stomach growled again, and what she said was absent. Then what now? She touched her thin belly, the whole day wasted on fire and shelter. Search the area, maybe there are wild roots. Te Vai Din said gravely, only half an hour left before darkness. Good idea. No Tin Noyet's eyes brightened, she grabbed a branch and dug around. Te Vai Din also dug quickly at a spot. After more than 10 minutes, No Tin Noyet shouted, pulling a root as thick as a thumb, Vai Din, I found one. Te Vai Din hurried over to check. Vai Din, can we eat this? She asked nervously, maybe this would be their dinner. Yes, dig more. Te Vai Din nodded, this type appeared in survival videos, edible. All right. No Tin Noyet dug harder, otherwise not enough to fill 2 stomachs. As it grew darker, she dug more roots 7 or 8 centimeters long. I will dig. Te Vai Din used a hatchet, easier. Then I will fetch a torch, we can dig more. No Tin Noyet took a half-burnt log from the fire. They continued under faint light. By nightfall, they had 4 roots beside them, the result of half an hour's work. Finding food in the snow was never easy, especially for 2 with no experience, harder and harder. Chapter 349, We Are Too Troubled. Sister Vidin, how long will it take to cook? No Tin Noyet sat by the fire, watching the iron pot boil with wild roots, secretly swallowing her saliva. After dark, she and Te Vidin dug wild roots for half an hour more, finally finding 12, washed them with snow, and put them all into the iron pot. A little longer and it will be ready. Te Vidin said softly, stirring the pot with a wooden stick. Crack! No Tin Noyet lost control, splitting the branch into 2 finger-sized pieces, clearly useless as chopsticks. She pursed her lips, threw the broken branch into the fire, then took another to carve. It can be eaten now. Te Vidin lowered the stick, speaking softly. But the chopsticks are not finished yet. No Tin Noyet bit her lip, having only 1 chopstick. Use it for now. Te Vidin held the carved chopstick, poked in the pot. She frowned, poked several times before spearing a root, then offered it to No Tin Noyet, whispering, "Taste it." Ah. Okay. No Tin Noyet was startled, then blew the steaming root. She opened her mouth, pulled it off the chopstick, lifted her face slightly, and chewed slowly. How does it taste? Te Vidin asked curiously. No Tin Noyet frowned, glanced at the camera, forced a calm face, and said, "Hard to describe." Te Vidin pressed her lips, used the chopstick again, after several tries speared a root, tilted her head back and chewed. Terrible. Her mouth twitched, the root boiled in snow water was only bitter, without seasoning, impossible to taste good. Phong and the others must be eating fish now, while we suffer so much. No Tin Noyet pressed her lips, realizing survival here was far harder than imagined. Their wild survival and Phong were not on the same level. Ah, poor goddess, wanna give them warmth. Haha, I suffer too much. The directors are cruel, letting 2 weak girls face wilderness survival. Careful, or you may be locked in the dark room. Compared, Phong was truly formidable. Eat, too much energy has been spent, it must be replenished. Te Vidin handed the chopstick, speaking softly. No Tin Noyet chewed the root, forced it down. Clatter. She poked another root, hesitated, then ate it, her stomach growling. The 2 ate root by root, emptied the pot, and drank more than half of the broth. Her stomach was half filled with soup, basically full with watery broth. What to eat tomorrow morning? Te Vidin asked coldly, adding more wood to the fire. I do not know. No Tin Noyet rested her chin on her knees, hands in jacket pockets, staring blankly at the fire. Tomorrow we will explore, see if we can find other food. Te Vidin said softly, stirring the coals. Midnight on Huin Noyet Island was freezing, even with a warm jacket it felt cold. Okay. No Tin Noyet nodded. Does your body feel unwell? Te Vidin asked quietly, fearing illness in the wild. No, just tired, craving meat, otherwise fine. No Tin Noyet forced a smile. We will find meat. Te Vidin said calmly. It is only the first day. No Tin Noyet sighed, still needing to endure 13 days. She admired those contestants who could persist until now, in such weather surviving was truly difficult. No Tin Noyet looked north, her heart stirred. We worked all day, rest early. Te Vidin said softly. Okay, then let us brush our teeth. She pressed charcoal into snow to cool, otherwise impossible to use. After more than 10 minutes, she dug out cool charcoal, tested the heat, then crushed it with a stick. She took small pieces, hesitated, then chewed them, turned her back to the camera, rubbing her teeth with her fingers. Rinse. Te Vidin whispered. No Tin Noyet went outside, spat charcoal powder, rinsed with snow water many times until clean. Very clean. Tay Vidin nodded, teeth indeed clean, no residue left. Sister Vidin, you should try too, then sleep early. No Tin Noyet smiled gently. Okay. Tay Vidin nodded, imitated her, chewed charcoal, spat it out, rinsed with snow water. After a while, the two crawled into their sleeping bags. So warm. No Tin Noyet sighed, her body finally relaxed. I wonder if the fire can last till morning. Tay Vidin worried, looking at the fire. She did not want to restart fire tomorrow, the thought was exhausting. It should last, we will see tomorrow. No Tin Noyet mumbled, too sleepy after a tiring day. Tay Vidin pressed her lips, kept watching the fire, then also fell asleep. She planned to add more wood at midnight, hoping not to sleep too deeply. Chapter 350, Fungus Cultivation. Ah. Lu Waimong rubbed her sleepy eyes, reluctant to leave the earthen bed. She put on her rabbit fur shoes, hurried to the wall stove, squatted down, placed hay and branches inside, then lit the fire with a flint. Boil some water first. She scooped water into the iron pot and set it on the fire. Ah. She yawned, blinked her tired eyes, and gently pushed open the wooden door. The cold wind outside jolted her awake. Luckily it has not snowed yet, she whispered, stepping toward the cultivation room. She lit the stove there, soon the warmth returned. The sprouts grow fast. She crouched by the wild vegetable seeds, fresh green shoots sprouting from the soil mixed with charcoal. She pressed the soil lightly, the moisture was just right. Standing up, she closed the door and went back. Morning. She smiled at Don Don and closed the door. Half an hour later, Luai Thursday and So Phong woke up, washed, and played with the puppy. Chit chit. The little squirrel wagged its fluffy tail, protesting. So Phong smiled, gave it a nut, then lifted the pot covered with hay and checked the wood shavings. Looks fine. He carried the pot out. I will open the door for you. Lu Waimong rushed to help. She also opened the cultivation room for him. Don. He placed the pot beside the trough, brushed his hands, and said, the material should be enough. He spread the wood shavings into the bamboo trough. Let me help. Luai Thursday carefully poured more in and smoothed the rest. They worked busily, after half an hour both troughs were filled. Good. So Phong replied. They returned and ate breakfast. Later all four drank coconut milk. I will teach you how to make paper, then you will handle it. He smiled. Great. Lu Waimong's eyes shone. But we did not soak bark. Van Han wondered. This time we do not need bark, I brought back Indian canna leaves, they work too. He explained. He had dried them and stored them. I will fetch them. Lu Waimong ran out. Come, no snow now, I will teach you. So Phong said, putting on shoes and stepping outside. The girls followed. He cleared snow at the stove, stacked wood, and lit a fire. Fill it with snow. He said. Yes. They fetched snow with a pot. Soon it melted into half a pot of water, then they kept adding snow until full. Steam rose. I want to bathe in it. NK Books, Lu Waimong said. This pot cannot hold you. He chuckled, eyes sweeping her figure. But it fits Van Han. She teased. What do you mean my home? Van Han blushed. All right, first put canna leaves into the pot. He instructed. Unlike eucalyptus bark, canna leaves need no soaking, just boil directly. Cover with hay to slow evaporation. He explained. Got it. Van Han nodded. Now I leave it to you, be careful, I will handle the fungus. He said. Sister, go with him, we can manage here. Lu Waimong urged. Fine, be careful. Lu Wai Thursday agreed. Together with her, So Phong brought another clay pot out. Growing well. He checked the fungus. He carefully lifted them with bamboo tongs, wood shavings included. The tongs kept the fungus intact. Patience was needed. Chapter 351, A Secret That Cannot Be Revealed. I will place the fungal thread, you just need to carefully cover it with a thin layer of wood chips. So Phong whispered. All right. Lu Wai Thursday quickly nodded. So Phong used bamboo to open a groove in the chips, then gently placed the fungal thread inside with bamboo tongs. Is it fine to put so many? Lu Wai Mong gently pushed the wood chips and carefully covered the fungus. It is fine. So Phong nodded. The two worked in the cultivation room. Planting fungus was dull yet required care. Filling even 2 trays took much time. Lu Wai Thursday carefully covered the fungal thread with wood dust, sometimes asking about knowledge, and So Phong always explained clearly. So Phong, how do you know so much? Lu Wai Thursday asked in surprise. She knew he had only finished high school. I learned it all from science programs on TV. So Phong lied. From TV? Lu Wai Thursday twitched her lips, clearly not convinced. If watching TV could teach so much, she would not have spent days in the greenhouse. Outside, Van Han and Lu Wai Mong were busy. All right. Van Han stood up, filled a ceramic jar with snow, and poured it into a clay pot. Make the fire burn stronger. She squatted down again to feed the stove. So Phong said to cook until the Indian kanna leaves are soft. How long will that take? Lu Wai Mong warmed herself by the fire. Last time the eucalyptus bark took nearly a day. These kanna leaves had finer fibers, so it should be quicker. Lu Wai Mong stood up, brushed off snow, and said softly, then I will bring out the loom, let us weave fabric. Today the sun shone, the snow melted, and it was not too bright. She quickly returned to the hideout. The cleared path was easier to walk. Soon she brought the loom and 2 small chairs. They sat by the fire weaving and chatting, sometimes adding wood. Van Han, why make so much fabric? Lu Wai Mong asked curiously, as they already had plenty. I do not know, let us store it, we may need it later, we still must endure 310 days. Van Han said. Today was the 50th day, a year had 365 days, only 1 month had passed. Only a month, I thought half a year. Lu Wai Mong sighed. She felt life here was rich and joyful, yet like a long time, like home. Time is always elusive. Van Han smiled. When we leave Xian Noyet Island and return to the city, let us meet often. Lu Wai Mong said sincerely. All right. Van Han nodded seriously, they had become friends. Time passed slowly. After more than 2 hours the water boiled. We must cook longer. Lu Wai Mong said, stirring the fire and testing a leaf, still not soft enough. Then half an hour more. Van Han said, adding wood. Add snow, there is no water. Lu Wai Mong said, filling snow into the pot. I wonder if So Phong has finished. Van Han brushed her hands, returned, I will make sweet soup, to add sugar and energy. All right. Lu Wai Mong waved, kept weaving. In the cultivation room, So Phong and Lu Wai Thursday were busy, 1 tray full, the other with only a few grooves left. This fungus is truly time-consuming. So Phong sighed. Each time required care, a mistake could break the thread. Let me press for you. Lu Wai Thursday brushed her hands, placed them on his shoulder, and gently pressed. So Phong stayed silent. Is the pressure fine? Lu Wai Thursday asked. Ah. She quickly withdrew her hands. Creak. The door opened. Van Han peeked inside, smiled, I made sweet soup, come drink to refresh. All right. So Phong stood up, stretched, bones cracking, and said, let us go, drink some sweet soup. All right. Lu Wai Thursday replied softly, confused by her action. They followed Van Han to the hideout. After sweet soup we continue the next step. Van Han said. The four sat on the earthen bed and drank. This time she added walnut kernels, the taste was richer. Chapter 352, Mushrooms in the Snow. No. No Tin Noyette pursed her lips softly, turning in her sleeping bag. Tavaidin gently furrowed her elegant brows, slowly opening her eyes, pushing herself up with both hands, at first still dazed looking around, then gradually clear-minded, remembering where she was. She quickly crawled out of the bag, heading toward the hidden fire pit. Who? Tavaidin sighed. The fire was out but several embers still glowed faintly under gray-white ash, clearly extinguished not long ago. She had risen once at midnight to add wood, planning to rise again before dawn, but had fallen into deep sleep. Tin Noyette must have gotten up once. Tavaidin glanced at the still sleeping girl, guessing. She raised her head to the sun hanging high, recalling last night's timing. If no one had added wood, there would not still be glowing embers now. She placed branches over the coals. Dry grass she had prepared yesterday lay ready. She crouched down and blew. Soon the grass flared, catching the branches into flame. Watching the fire, she exhaled in relief, finally spared the effort of striking fire anew. Clack clack. It is already noon, she whispered. Where is this? No Tin Noyette murmured, lashes trembling, glancing about until she recalled they were in the wilderness. Get up quickly, we must find something to eat. Tavaidin murmured, her stomach already aching, last night's roots long digested. All right. No Tin Noyette stretched, her slim figure still visible under the jacket. She had drunk too much soup last night, too cold and dark to go relieve herself. She endured until now. I will watch for you. Tavaidin arched a brow, activating the drone on her wrist. Thank you. No Tin Noyette hurried off toward the slope behind. Minutes later she returned, face lighter. Sister Vaidin, where will we find food? She rubbed her stomach, legs trembling with hunger. Let us check to the north. Tavaidin pointed north, grasping her hatchet and leading. Wait for me, Sister Vaidin. No Tin Noyette clutched her coat and followed closely, only she could bring a sense of safety. They trekked north, the path filled only with endless snow and bare trees. I wonder how Phong found food in times like this. She mused, then asked oddly, Sister Vaidin, do you think we might also find deer or red wolves? Tavaidin's lips twitched. Did she really think deer and red wolves grew on fields? Deer, red wolves, come out quickly. No Tin Noyette muttered. Tavaidin pressed her lips. If red wolves came, would they not become its meal? In the monitoring room, the two were shown live. Our girls have started searching for food. Hamin smiled, engaging the audience. Snowy days do not make eating easy. Vong Lam shook his head. Last night they only had roots. If hunger continues their bodies cannot endure. Hamin spoke with concern. Vong Lam tapped the desk. If this goes on, within 3 days their bodies will collapse. Snow offers too little to replenish lost heat. The body cannot resist the wind. Collapse is inevitable. Unless the two choose to withdraw, surviving 14 days is near impossible. Follow the tracks back and we will be fine. Tavaidin whispered, her strength fading, food still unseen. I hope it does not snow. No Tin Noyette raised her face, dizziness forcing her to lower it. It should not, the sun is strong today. Tavaidin reasoned, recalling methods of winter weather watching, though unreliable. No Tin Noyette forced her spirit, pointing left toward the forest. Sister Vaidin, let us check over there. All right. Tavaidin replied, now aimless anyway. They turned left, vision filled with white and tree trunks of brown. After half an hour they halted before a towering cliff. Ah, this looks like where Phong hunted mountain goats. No Tin Noyette exclaimed. That cliff had been only some 10 meters, this one rose at least 20. If we caught a goat, it would last us 2 weeks. She straightened, stomach growling. Search around, maybe we will find something. Tavaidin's lips cracked dry, leading the way. 10 minutes later No Tin Noyette cried out, Sister Vaidin, I found mushrooms. Mushrooms in the snow? Tai Vai Din blinked, hurrying over. By two dead trees, clusters of fungi grew thick upon the branches. Chapter 353, Is it poisonous? Tai Vai Din slightly frowned her beautiful brows, leaned closer to observe the mushrooms on the branch, then softly said, "This is also pearl mushroom, it is edible." She was puzzled why pearl mushrooms could grow in the snowy land of Dong Tian Xia. During the live broadcast, bullet comments kept flashing. Snowy Dong Tian Xia also has mushrooms, could it be poisonous? This is pearl mushroom, it can be eaten. So that is it, thanks for the science lesson. Pearl mushrooms, also called pearl fungus or slippery mushrooms, depending on temperature are divided into low, moderate, and high temperature forms. Different temperatures cause variations in pearl mushrooms, shown in color, size, and texture. Pearl mushroom? Strange name, whatever, let us just harvest all first. No Tin Noyet muttered, pulling down more than 26 pieces of mushrooms. Tai Vai Din also joined, this was their lunch, maybe even dinner. Soon, many pearl mushrooms piled on the snow. They even used sticks to knock down high-growing ones, showing how precious food was. All right, let us head back. Tai Vai Din said softly. Do you know how? Tai Vai Din asked gently. Of course, I watched the video carefully. No Tin Noyet replied firmly, took the chopping knife, and went to find twigs and vines. She dug the snowy ground more than 10 minutes and found a few vines longer than half a meter. Biting her lip, she recalled So Phong making a bamboo basket, then clumsily started weaving with twigs and vines. Tai Vai Din watched, sometimes frowning, sometimes relaxing. After more than 20 minutes, a crooked basket was done, as large as a wash basin. No Tin Noyet stuck out her tongue, embarrassed, barely usable. Not bad. Tai Vai Din nodded, squatted, and helped to store mushrooms inside. Let us go back quickly, not sure if the fire is still burning. No Tin Noyet hugged the basket and walked back on the snow. Nearly an hour later, they returned to the hideout, the fire still burning, small flames swaying in the cold wind. Tai Vai Din quickly threw sticks into it. Let us boil some water first. No Tin Noyet set down the basket, took the iron pot, filled it with snow, and placed it on the fire. She added more wood, glanced at the mushrooms, swallowed. Today's meal is solved, the rest should last until tomorrow's meal. Should be enough. Tai Vai Din stirred the basket, indeed many, enough for 3 meals. Tai Vai Din twitched her eye, grilled pearl mushrooms? Was this dark cuisine? Soon the snow melted, she threw in 2 mushrooms, stirred with a stick. No Tin Noyet pulled blackened mushrooms from the fire, blew gently, and smiled. The mushrooms are roasted, Sister Vai Din, taste one. No, you first. Tai Vai Din waved, could such charred mushroom be eaten? She hesitated, then bit a small piece. Tai Vai Din pressed her lips, worried she might collapse. Ah, the taste is not bad. No Tin Noyet's eyes shone, she blew again and bit, her lips stained with black ash. She ate 2 mushrooms, then gave one to Tai Vai Din. Sister Vai Din, have one. How is it? No Tin Noyet asked eagerly. It tastes good. Tai Vai Din nodded, although ugly, roasted mushrooms tasted fine. Then I will roast more. No Tin Noyet happily skewered more. She chuckled, these, So Phong and the others surely never tasted. Odd in the training room, So Phong yawned and rubbed his nose. So Phong, what is wrong? You caught a cold? Lu Wai Thursday asked with concern. Nothing. So Phong waved with a smile. Take care of your health. Lu Wai Thursday gently reminded, then added wood to the wall furnace. I understand. So Phong smiled, with his constitution, catching a cold would need him naked. Do these fungus threads need watering? Lu Wai Thursday softly asked. After finishing the sweet soup, they planted the rest of the fungus threads into bamboo grooves. No need, just cover with dry grass. So Phong said softly, opened the wooden door. Asakura came in. Covering with dry grass blocks light, helps them grow. faster in the dark, and keeps warmth stable. Each night near dawn, the wall furnace stops, the temperature drops, so the grass helps preserve heat. Chapter 354, The 300-Round Battle. In the yard, Lu Mong and Van Han were busy taking the Indian leaves out of the pot. They must be squeezed dry then cut into pieces. Van Han whispered, twisting the leaves to drain the excess. "Let me cut." Lu Mong found a flat stone, placed the squeezed leaves on it, and chopped them into small sticks with a hatchet, putting them into a wooden bucket. The two divided their work clearly, quickly finishing the leaves, drying, and cutting them with the help of the military knife. After half an hour, all the leaves were shredded and piled on banana leaves. She took a wooden bucket, put in the shredded leaves, and stirred with a stick. Soon all the leaves were mashed. "The water in the pot is dirty, where should we put it?" Van Han pouted. "Maybe ask So Phong to change the water?" Lu Mong stood on tiptoe, looking at the pot on the stove. The water was dirty and unfit for papermaking. Van Han frowned. "I will call him." Lu Mong put down the hatchet, dusted her hands, and went toward the growing room. At that moment, the wooden door opened. So Phong and Lu Thursday came out. The mushrooms inside were ready. "So Phong, I was just about to look for you." Lu Mong smiled. So Phong asked suspiciously, "What is it?" "All right." He chuckled, walked to the pot, and tested the temperature with his hand. "It has been almost an hour, it is not hot." Van Han whispered. After the sweet soup, the fire was out, and in the cold, the pot cooled quickly. "Yes, not hot." So Phong answered. "Dong." So Phong, tilt the pot, I will scrub inside. Van Han held dry grass and spoke. She crouched, carefully scrubbing the rim with grass, sometimes wiping with snow, then asked So Phong to pour out the dirty water, finally cleaning the pot. "Okay, you go do your work." Van Han smiled, waving her hand. "All right, need me again?" So Phong frowned, put the pot back, then picked up the military knife and returned inside. "Add some snow water." Lu Mong poured snow into the pot. The girl crouched at the stove, lit the fire, and melted the snow into pulp water. Lu Mong added snow, Van Han stirred the shredded leaves, they cooperated smoothly, and soon made a pot full of pulp. "There are still many leaves left, we can make another pot." Van Han shook her sore hands, glancing at the pile. "Use up this pot first." Lu Mong clapped her hands, used the engineer shovel to push aside the burning logs, no more heat needed. "I will bring the bamboo screens." Van Han hurried inside, came back with the old paper-making screens. "The temperature is perfect, give me the screen." Lu Mong tested the water, then asked. Van Han untied the rope, handed over the screen. Lu Mong scooped pulp onto it, spread evenly, drained, then handed it to Van Han. She pressed the pulp flat with bamboo, then put it aside. Thus, Lu Mong scooped, Van Han pressed, working in harmony. "Good." Lu Mong nodded. The girl carried 5 or 6 wet sheets inside. Van Han placed the screens near the wall furnace to dry. She stretched and asked curiously, "Making chess pieces, we can play at night." So Phong smiled, carving a stick into round blocks 2 centimeters thick. "All right, then tonight we will have a 300-round battle." Van Han laughed. She had learned chess in the orphanage, watching Uncle Von play daily, then picked it up. After leaving, she sometimes played with So Phong, but he always won. "Tonight I will definitely win." Van Han raised her fist, said innocently, then turned to handle the pulp. So Phong smiled, continued carving, carefully engraving characters on the pieces. "How is Chinese chess played?" Lu Thursday asked curiously. She had only seen others play, not knowing the rules, only that the horse moved in L, the elephant diagonally, and the general stayed in the palace. "Very simple, I will teach you tonight." So Phong laughed, long since he played, unsure if his skill was rusty. Beside him lay 3 large pieces, like round tofu blocks. "All right." Lu Wai Thursday's eyes sparkled with expectation. Chapter 355, Too Embarrassing. NK Books. So Phong sat on the earthen bed carefully making chess pieces, while Van Han and Lu Waimong hurriedly prepared dinner, and Lu Wai Thursday squatted by the wall stove turning the drying sheets. Next to the bamboo basket lay a thick pile of new paper. Soon the sheets were dry. Much more delicate. Lu Wai Thursday peeled off a new sheet, feeling its rough lines, but it was far better than the paper from eucalyptus bark before. She pursed her lips and smacked her sister's bottom. You hit me again. Lu Waimong rubbed her waist, then carried the clay pot from the stove to the wooden table on the bed, softly saying, "Dinner is ready." She also brought an iron pot with seaweed rolls, egg soup, and 2 boiled wild eggs. Lu Wai Thursday took bowls and chopsticks, neatly arranging them. Drink some soup first. Van Han ladled egg soup for everyone. Delicious. Lu Waimong sipped with a satisfied smile. I miss this taste so much. So Phong laughed, nearly 2 months without egg soup. Before, in the city, the girl often made rolls and egg soup, cheap ingredients yet tasty, both liked it. Drink slowly, also eat some meat. Van Han said gently, seeing everyone happy with her meal, her heart was warm. Such pure warmth she only felt at the orphanage long ago. Okay. They answered, eating the meat. Half an hour later, the pot was empty, and they lay back satisfied. So Phong kept carving the last chess piece. Lu Wai Thursday cleaned and went to wash. Van Han poured pine tea, kindly saying, drink tea to digest. Okay. So Phong sipped, easing his full stomach. Hoo-hoo. He blew wood dust, carving the last word handsome. He smiled, finishing all 32 pieces. He made them in black and white, half marked with charcoal. Then he drew the board with charcoal, a rectangle, the river, 2 camps, 9 palace, soldier, and cannon marks. Tossing the charcoal, he said, use this for now, later we'll make a proper board. So Phong, let's play one game. Van Han eagerly placed black pieces. Come, I'll defeat you without mercy. So Phong smiled, placing his side. Lu Wai Thursday joined to watch. Looks fun, teach me. Lu Waimong sat cross-legged. Rules are simple, soldiers before crossing the river only go forward 1 step. So Phong explained, signaling Van Han to start. Then I go first. She bit her lip, moving cannon. So Phong frowned, also moved cannon opposite, before it stood a pawn. Again this move. Van Han pouted, realizing her cannon could not take pawn. Thinking, she moved a soldier forward. Interesting. Lu Waimong's lashes trembled, her mind calculating. After more than 10 minutes, many pieces were gone, mostly black, only few left with So Phong. What should I do? Van Han grabbed her hair pitifully. She only had 5 pieces left, chariot, horse, 2 guards, and general. Surrender, you have no way left. So Phong smiled, playing with a captured piece. No, I just moved wrong, let me redo. Van Han pouted. Again this trick. So Phong laughed bitterly, tapping her forehead, recalling she always did that when losing. It is simple, let her try. So Phong gave seat. Okay. Lu Waimong rubbed hands, sat down opposite. I won't hold back. Van Han smiled, thinking she should at least beat a beginner. Not certain. So Phong sat beside, patting her head. Humph. Van Han blushed, clearing pieces. I won't help anyone. So Phong said. No, if I lose, you must secretly remind me. Van Han whispered nervously, afraid to lose to a novice, too embarrassing. Cough, let's begin. So Phong laughed helplessly, warm breath brushing his ear. The girl's competitive spirit was truly strong. Chapter 356, Clumsy Hands and Feet. You go first. Van Han smiled with a serious face. No, you go first. Lu Waimong shook her head. The headmistress said elders should lead, so you should go first. Van Han spoke softly, unwilling to step first, always feeling she lost because of it. Hey! Lu Waimong choked, elder? She calmly said, Mother taught me since young to be humble, so you go first. Lu Wai Thursday's mouth twitched. When did Mother say that? Better play rock paper scissors, or by dawn you still argue. So Phong smiled bitterly. The two had argued since the board was set. Then rock paper scissors. Lu Waimong and the girl replied. They glanced at each other and struck at once. Looks like I won. Van Han smiled gently, showing 2 fingers. Disgusting. Lu Waimong pouted, staring at her own 5 fingers. She focused on the board, hesitated, then moved a cannon behind a pawn. I knew it. Lu Waimong bit her lip, face unwilling. This was why she hated going first. After all she just learned, still clumsy. So Phong grinned, this move easy to solve, just move the chariot up to guard. My turn. Lu Waimong thought deeply, every step long consideration. I will add wood to the stove. So Phong chuckled, with their speed half an hour still not finish. All right. Van Han answered, eyes fixed on the board. He opened the nursery door. The fire was weak. So Phong quickly added bark, then logs when flames rose. He checked the nursery bed by firelight, lifted dry grass, felt damp chips, muttered, in 2 days add nutrient again. He waited over 10 minutes then returned. Van Han and Lu Waimong still fighting, 6-7 pieces scattered. Lu Wai Thursday propped her chin, watching them intently. Next round you should try. So Phong sat beside the girl. I will study more. Lu Wai Thursday nodded. He hesitated but stayed silent, chest-tested thinking, sometimes need foresee several moves. So Phong smiled, the girl was lovely though her chess awful. He could not help hint, you will soon win. Ah? Really? Van Han's lashes trembled, eyes fixed on the game. So Phong, you promised no hints. Lu Waimong pouted, scanning her pieces quickly. Ahem, I did not say how to move. So Phong coughed with a smile. Disgusting. Lu Wai Thursday waved her little fist, her turn now. Hee, you will lose. Van Han smiled, moving horse to press the guard. Lu Waimong frowned, her guard trapped, if moved cannon aimed, no way out. Admit defeat, your guard dies, then you cannot defend. Van Han smiled softly, victory sealed. Disgusting, I was careful. Lu Waimong pouted and surrendered. Finally I win once. Van Han looked proud. My turn. Lu Wai Thursday tapped her sister's shoulder, signaling seat change. I want another game. Lu Waimong pouted, but still yielded. Watch me dominate. Van Han eagerly set pieces again. I will defeat you. Lu Wai Thursday calmly declared. She too was competitive, as most people are. Why does it feel like killing Aura? So Phong grimaced, this was just chess, not war. Rock, paper, scissors? Van Han suggested. Let me see. Van Han frowned, moved horse near cannon. Lu Wai Thursday surprised, then shifted her cannon. Hee, my turn. Van Han smiled, pushing pawn forward. They played step by step, often pausing to think, time crawling. After over half an hour. Hee, I won again. Van Han laughed, cannon checkmating. Again. Lu Wai Thursday pressed lips, cursing mistake yet liking it. In wilderness, this game was rare joy, no phones, no videos, no novels, nothing. Enough, bathe first, then play. So Phong waved, the later the colder. After more than half an hour, 3 girls sat on earthen bed, around wooden table playing chess again. So Phong shook his head, went to hunt squirrels, resumed training plan. Lu Waimong pursed lips, reminding, Sister, Ron, should move here. I know, stop reminding. Why Thursday snapped, her thoughts thrown into chaos. When her turn came, her hands again clumsy. Chapter 357, I do not want you to feel. Is it edible now? No Tin Noyette asked softly, her stomach growling. That noon, after they had eaten the pot of pearl mushrooms, they wandered around searching, only returning at dusk. The result was obvious, under the snowy sky food was scarce, and they came back empty-handed. Wait a little longer, any food in the wild must be boiled first. Tevai Din spoke softly, stirring the iron pot of pearl mushrooms, the knowledge she had learned from So Phong. All right, then I will grill some mushrooms first. No Tin Noyette pursed her lips, used the branch from noon to skewer a few pearl mushrooms and put them to roast. Sister Vai Din, you eat first. She blew on the mushroom, waited until it cooled, then offered it. Thanks. Tevai Din bit into the first one. No Tin Noyette contentedly ate roasted pearl mushrooms. In such a harsh wilderness even this was joyful. After a few minutes, the water in the iron pot boiled, mushrooms rolling inside. Good, ready to eat. Tevai Din placed the iron pot on snow to cool faster. All right. No Tin Noyette popped the last roasted piece in her mouth, stood up and fetched chopsticks. Hoo. She stuffed a piece in her mouth, chewing and breathing out. Outside was cool but inside still hot. Eat slowly, there is plenty. Tevai Din reminded softly. The mushrooms were not many but enough to ease hunger until tomorrow. Chewing, she asked vaguely, Sister Vai Din, will we continue exploring tomorrow? If not, we can try the cliff on the other side, we have not gone there yet. She suggested. Today they only checked the front cliff, not the back, maybe there was something. All right. Tevai Din nodded, a target was better than wandering aimlessly. Then it is settled. No Tin Noyette smiled, today was their second day in the wild, still 14 days before leaving. After more than 10 minutes, the mushrooms were finished, both drank the soup. In the live room, viewers sent bullet comments. Never seen the goddess like this before, so down to earth. Ah, even eating soup so casually she is still beautiful. Goddess, keep it up, you will last 14 days. I think she cannot last 14 days before giving up. The comments mostly praised No Tin Noyette, the charm of a national goddess was indeed great. My hair feels itchy, I want to wash it. After dinner she sat by the fire, scratching her scalp. Do it tomorrow, the temperature difference is too large, wet hair will freeze. Tevai Din said softly, now water would freeze soon, so washing was unwise. All right. She pouted, her hair was long, even by the fire it would not dry quickly. Clatter. Her face flushed, she bit her lip looking at Tevai Din. Stomach upset? Tevai Din asked softly. She blushed, glanced at the drone, her legs squeezed together. Tevai Din frowned slightly, asked, does it hurt badly? In the wild stomach trouble was serious, some contestants had to quit because of it. Not pain, just a feeling, wanting. She whispered near her ear. Tevai Din pressed her lips, quickly paused the drone and turned the camera to the shelter, saying, all right, go quickly. Outside is too dark, I am afraid. She said shyly, outside was pitch black as if something lurked. I will go with you. Tevai Din took the chopping knife, stood, and pulled a burning log as torch. Thanks, NK Books. She sighed, hurried into the forest, not wanting the smell near the shelter. I will wait here, do not go far. Tevai Din stopped, holding the torch. All right. She answered softly, squatting beside bushes. After a while, her embarrassed voice sounded again, Sister Vai Din, finished, but what should I do now? Use a branch. Tevai Din said wryly, except So Phong, all other contestants used this method. She shivered, gritted her teeth and snapped a branch. Okay. Tevai Din glanced at the bushes then returned. Afterward, they cleaned teeth with charcoal, then slipped into sleeping bags. Sister Vai Din, sleep at ease, I sleep lightly and will wake often. No tin no yet whispered. Tavai Dinah's brows twitched slightly. In the wilderness this habit was indeed useful. Chapter 358, Materials for Oil Pressing. Luai Thursday leaned on the window, watching the slow fall of white snow. She sighed softly and said, "Snow again. Luckily we finished the paper yesterday." Luai Mong held a cup of hot tea, her voice full of emotion. The four of them had already risen. Last night they bathed, then played 2 games of chess before sleep. This snow should not last long. So Phong pushed open the main door, poked his head out to observe the sky. "Come quickly to eat breakfast." Van Han called gently, carrying a ceramic pot, stepping up the stairs and placing a small table on the earthen bed. She had risen earliest today, cooking breakfast ahead, so when the others washed up, it was ready. "All right." So Phong answered softly, turning back inside. "It smells so good." Luai Mong inhaled deeply. The pot wafted meat fragrance. She took a bamboo ladle to share with everyone. The four sat together, bowls in hand, eating. "So Phong, what will you do today?" Luai Mong fluttered her long lashes, asking while biting meat. "I will pick the remaining walnuts." So Phong spoke low, remembering they had not finished harvesting. "All right." Luai Mong nodded lightly. "Return early, wear more clothes," Van Han gently urged. "Got it." So Phong replied earnestly, serving her more meat. After 20 minutes, breakfast was finished. So Phong put on the jacket she gave, tied fur trousers, then layered coarse cloth pants. He smiled wryly as she gave yet another pair. "This should be warm enough." Van Han tugged his pants, checking their thickness. "Do not worry, I am not going hunting." So Phong said softly, pinching her blushing cheek. Go, but return early." Van Han smiled, stroking his hand. "All right." So Phong smiled, carrying a bamboo basket, bow, arrows, and axe, pushing the door open. "Sister, I am leaving." Luai Mong called toward the house. Luai Thursday poked out from the kitchen, "Be careful." Creak, creak. "With sun today, there should be no snowstorm?" Luai Mong tilted her head. "Yes, the sun is weak, just avoid staring at the snow, look at the distant sky instead." So Phong spoke softly, light faint under snow. "All right." Luai Mong answered gently. They walked 40 minutes, passing eucalyptus and palm forests, reaching where they once met the squirrel. "Seems only Godan lives here." So Phong stopped, finding only one hollow tree. "Do you want to find a mate for him?" Luai Mong laughed. They walked another 20 minutes, snow deeper, steps heavier. Finally here. Luai Mong shivered in rabbit fur shoes, seeing the walnut tree. Good, no animals came. So Phong looked up, walnuts still many, last time only a part harvested. His eyes scanned, spotting some tall straight trees fit for a ladder. He swung the axe, cutting small trees, trimming branches. Familiar with the task, in less than half an hour a ladder stood. "I will climb, you pick below." So Phong said softly. He placed the ladder against the tree, packed snow around its legs. "All right, be careful," Luai Mong warned, setting the basket ready. So Phong responded, climbing quickly, hands plucking nuts. When reach ended, he shifted ladder and continued. After half an hour, 2 trees were cleared, only a few nuts high up remained. "The basket is full." Luai Mong struggled with the weight, more than last time. "I will carry it." So Phong took it, slinging it without words. "Let me share half," Luai Mong urged. "No need." So Phong smiled, weight was nothing. Luai Mong sighed, asking softly, "Then do we return now?" "We have not gone behind yet, let us check." So Phong pointed behind the walnut tree, seeking oil materials. "All right." Luai Mong answered brightly, following with basket. So Phong led ahead, cautious, snow less dangerous but still. After 10 minutes. only bare bushes and big trees. Lu Waimong prodded snow with her stick. They walked 15 minutes more, footprints winding, snow had ceased, view clearer. So Phong crouched, brushed snow aside, his eyes shone, he chuckled, dry grass sometimes is a treasure. Chapter 359, Nutgrass Tuber. It is not dry grass, the real part is buried underground. So Phong said softly, clearing the snow and digging into the soil, revealing the sandy ground. What kind of plant is this? Lu Waimong asked curiously, helping clear the snow. Nutgrass tuber, also called oil sedge. So Phong replied, using his chopping knife to dig and pull out its roots. Nutgrass, also known as tiger nut, belongs to the sedge family, a plant with high productivity and great value, even used in cities as ornamental greenery. Ah! I do not know, what can it be used for? Lu Waimong blinked her clear eyes, hearing this name for the first time. It can be used to extract oil. NK Books. So Phong smiled, shaking off the soil from its roots, revealing the clustered tubers. Each nutgrass plant has many tubers, most round or oval, some long like a finger. Yes, the oil yield is high. So Phong explained, compared to rapeseed, its oil is of better quality. Oil from nutgrass keeps well without spoiling and helps reduce blood fat and prevent heart disease, so it is considered healthy oil. Then let us dig more, surely many are around here. So Phong nodded, sometimes spotting dry grass sticking out of the snow, sign of nutgrass plants. Once mature, nutgrass stores oil and starch, does not rot easily in soil, and sprouts again in spring, so the area should be full of them. They set down their baskets and got busy, using knives and wooden sticks to dig, clearing a wide patch of land to reveal sandy soil and many dry tubers. So Phong and Lu Waimong worked nearly an hour, clearing a space about 5 or 6 meters wide, uncovering many nutgrass tubers. Do not clear all the snow now, just dig some, we will return later, the girls must be worried. So Phong said softly, brushing snow off his knife. All right. Lu Wai Thursday exhaled lightly, clearing snow was no easy task. They squatted down, digging and pulling up entire roots, shaking off the sand. Should we harvest all the tubers? Lu Waimong tilted her head. No, just cut the dry stalks, the rest we will handle at home. So Phong shook his head, it would waste time to harvest here, they might return late. Okay. Lu Waimong nodded, continuing to dig. So many tubers have fallen off. She followed the principle of not wasting, picking even those left in the sand. The basket soon filled, while dry stalks piled up. So Phong took ropes, tied 2 logs, arranged the tubers neatly, and tied them up. We must return now. So Phong said firmly. So many, how can we carry them? Lu Waimong shook her sore hands, after 2 hours of digging frozen soil her hands were nearly damaged. He dragged some logs, skillfully crafted a sled, and tied it with ropes. Lu Waimong helped load the tubers in baskets, tying them firmly to the sled. Let us go. So Phong wrapped the rope around his arm, pulling the sled along the path. If only we had horses or oxen. Lu Waimong gritted her teeth, pulling another rope behind him, the heavy snow made the load heavier. Someday we may catch and tame one. So Phong said quietly, but so far they had seen no cattle or horses, this was an island, unlikely to have them. If any, they might be war horses, but in truth they belonged to the cattle family, not real horses. They pulled the sled slowly, snow so deep each step drained their strength, the way back took twice as long. More than an hour later. Let us rest a while. So Phong stopped, loosening the taut rope. Her dry lips moved as she asked, how much longer must we walk? They had not brought the steel pot, so could not boil water, thinking the trip would take 3 hours, but finding nutgrass extended it much longer. 1 more hour should reach. So Phong pressed his lips, thinking of the girl at home surely worried. Let us rest first, then continue. Lu Waimong weakly waved her sleeve, needing to recover. Yes. So Phong sat leaning on the sled, casually picked a tuber, rubbed it with snow, and chewed it. Ah. Nutgrass can be eaten raw? Lu Waimong tilted her head curiously. Yes, it is sweet, you should try. So Phong smiled. I will try. Lu Waimong picked one, copied him, rubbed with snow, and chewed. She exclaimed, sweet, really delicious. The chewed tuber gave a light sweetness, soothing her dry throat. Chapter 360, A Feeling Never Had Before. After more than 10 minutes, Lu Yiming stood up, patted her fair hips, and said, Sofeng, let us continue on the road, otherwise Yunhan and sister will worry. All right. Sofeng stood up, stretching his waist. He grabbed the sled rope, wrapped it around his wrist a few times, then with explosive strength dragged the sled toward the camp. Sofeng, slow down a bit. Lu Yiming saw the rope slacken in her hand, a little stunned. She followed behind, the rope in her hand never taut. The sled was all pulled by Sofeng. If we go slower, the sky will turn dark. Sofeng shook his head, not slowing down but speeding up. Truly, what a pervert. Lu Yiming pursed her lips, wound the rope a few more times to shorten it and make it tight again. After a while, the rope loosened once more. Lu Yiming stopped, staring at Sofeng's back. For some reason, at that moment she felt especially at ease, a feeling she had never had before. Come on, don't daze off. Sofeng's urging voice came. Ah, coming. Lu Yiming shook her head, forcing down the strange feeling, quickly chasing after. Sofeng stopped, eyes scanning ahead, discovering a mess of footprints in the birch woods. Sofeng, what is it? Lu Yiming asked doubtfully. Something is off. Sofeng said in a low voice, loosening the rope. He untied it, held the chopping knife, and went toward the birch woods, bending down to check the prints in the snow. What's the situation? Lu Yiming grew nervous, drawing her bow, knocking an arrow, her fingers on the string as she followed behind Sofeng. No need to be so tense. Sofeng said softly, squatting by the footprints. Lu Yiming scanned the surroundings, then leaned closer asking, what animals' prints are these? The wolf hair not covered by snow proved the pack came after the snow stopped, otherwise it would already be buried. Relax, the wolves have gone far, perhaps just passing by. Sofeng murmured. He stood up, noting the direction of the tracks, not toward the camp, and exhaled in relief. Yet urgency surged again, for in the wilderness, danger lurked everywhere. Could the wolves come back? Lu Yiming asked worriedly. That I do not know. Sofeng replied gravely. He feared more that the wolves had claimed this place as a new hunting ground. The spectators buzzed noisily. Books. Damn, wolves appeared, why not run? With Sofeng's strength, handling a few wolf cubs is easy. I do not want you to think, I want me to think, kill wolves for pelts. Isn't that reckless? Let us leave quickly. Lu Yiming hunched her neck, fearing the wolves might circle back, turning them into boxed lunch. Standing behind the sled, she pushed, but by accident, as Sofeng pulled with force, she fell face first into the snow. She stood up, brushing snow from her face, seeing her imprint on the ground and could not help but sigh. After half an hour, they neared the camp. Sofeng from afar saw Yunhan and Luizhu at the gate, peering their way. Yunhan narrowed her eyes, stood on tiptoe, tilting her head, delighted, is that Sofeng and Sister Meng? Hard to see, but it should be them. Luizhu frowned, the distance too far to be sure. They should come greet us. Sofeng said with a slight smile. Where? Lu Yiming brightened, looking around, then waved and shouted, Sister, we are back. Yunhan dropped her worries, running quickly toward them, calling, Are you two all right? A few minutes later, the four reunited. Seeing each other safe, their worries vanished. We are fine, very good. Lu Yiming laughed, throwing herself into her sister's arms. Back is good. Luizhu patted her sister's back, brushing snow from her hair. Why so late returning? Yunhan asked Sofeng in surprise. I found some good things, it took time. Sofeng gently said, adjusting the girl's collar. Back is good. Yunhan said innocently. Let's go, head inside. Sofeng softly said, pulling the sled forward. Yunhan helped tug the rope, then curiously asked, what is the good thing? It is. Wild ginseng, we can press oil from it. Sofeng smiled, slowing his pace for the three girls to keep up. His strength now exceeded 600 jin, in a few days he might break 700. Ah, so we no longer fear running out of oil? Yunhan asked in surprise. Not in the short term. Sofeng chuckled, for the snowy land was vast and surely held plenty more. So this is wild ginseng, no wonder it seemed familiar. Luizhu exclaimed, lifting a root from the sled to examine. She had learned of it in school, but seeing it now stripped of leaves, she did not recognize it immediately.